My legs are getting sore. What is wrong with this assessment officer? This is a huge occasion and I don't even get a chair. I've dealt with all kinds of people in my time, but never have I been made to stay.
Oh, I think it's fine.
That's called being complacent. If you're happy to just accept the way things are, you'll...
Oh, come on. That's just... Now you're just being unreasonable.
All right, you two. Let's not get into a big argument over this. It's not worth it. Qianwei, that was a bit uncalled for, and Mingbo, cut him some slack. Look, how about this? There's no rule saying we're obliged to stand up while we wait, so why don't...
Fine. They're not the best
It looks like all 3 candidates have arrived. We'll meet them formally soon. I've split it into 2 stages. Current affairs and planning. In the first stage, candidates are required to submit a manifesto for Liyue's development. Writing a manifesto takes time, so I informed them of this requirement in advance. These are the reports they submitted.
Wow! One of them is
It's also worth mentioning a stipulation I gave them. Whoever is appointed as the new Tianshu will be expected to implement their plan as put forward in their manifesto. Failing the occurrence of some cataclysmic event, they will not be permitted to change their plan. There's still some time. Have a skim through, get a first impression of what each person's proposing. I'll be waiting off to the side. Just let me know when you're done.
Do you need a hand with... Hoishin is taking some time off.
Finished, huh?
Everyone took it very...
Of course they did. They have the chance to be picked as the new Tianshu, so you can bet they're putting their... And keep in mind, whoever gets in has to execute their plan as written. That's for me to know and you to find out. We'll see the candidates now. Let's...
Yes, ma'am.
Oh? So you two are the assessment officers, are you? I had assumed that given the great import of this situation, Lady Ningguang would perhaps be assessing us in person. I certainly hadn't imagined I'd be seeing... I trust you've read through my manifesto? I'd be more than happy to clarify any detail...
Mind your tone, mister!
Relax. It wasn't intended as a personal slight against anyone in particular. I was simply stating a fact. Cloud Retainer? You know this Adeptus? Oh, yes, I remember now. With your sterling reputation, you must have a respectable level of erudition. Perhaps you will be able to understand the concepts I have put forward. Yeah, although I shouldn't get my hopes up.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yes. Please.
I'm, Mingbo. I've worked there for, 9 years, 5 months, and 3 days. In that time, I've handled, 2,347 cases. I have 12 active cases at the moment. They should be concluded in, 16 days? My current work is related to urban planning, and I'm also responsible for, auditing the accounts. To be more precise, there are 3 parts to the accounts, namely...
Is it just Paimon, or is he not very good at public speaking?
You know what? Let's leave the self-introduction there and move on to some questions.
Oh, okay.
Hello. Not gonna lie, I'm feeling a little nervous. What would you like to know? You're here to assess me, so ask away and I'll answer your questions to the best of my ability.
Your manifesto is very wide in its scope, but you don't seem to be personally involved in many of the specific fields. How can you be sure that you have the ability to put your plan into action?
Very fair question. I completely understand where you're coming from, but I'm confident in my plan. I've visited many different places, talked to lots of people with far more expertise than myself. Of course, two different problems can be interconnected in very complicated ways, and you might reach two very contradictory conclusions depending on which one you're focusing on. What I've tried to do is strike a balance. In other words, present an optimal solution to all the problems as a whole.
How do you plan to determine whether you are right or wrong about your proposed solution being the optimal one?
A great question. Well, I'd start by having my colleagues and the secretaries of the Yuehai Pavilion evaluate any proposals before implementation. Post-implementation, it would all come down to the results. If it turned out that my judgment was to blame for poor results, I would take responsibility.
Nice answer. All right, next question.
He seems like a great guy. Everything he said was thoughtful and logical, and he was just a pleasure to listen to.
Here's my take on what we just learned. As you saw, Qianwei is highly knowledgeable. He proposes many excellent ideas in his manifesto which effectively target the big issues. But he is very proud and incredibly stubborn. He doesn't care much about other people's feelings. Mingboa's plan is more thorough and more measured. You can tell he's meticulous in his work, very detail-oriented. But he and Qianwei are otherwise polar opposites. Mingboa is not very articulate and comes across as very timid in conversation.
Perfect summary! Paimon couldn't agree more! You're good at this, yelan.
Last but not least, Jur-E. His manifesto is full of pertinent details, his methodology is sound, and his proposals cover a broad range of fields, which is quite a rare feat. The depth he goes into in each and every area means it can only be a product of painstaking work. Plus, he is modest and good at dealing with people. But what really interests me is that many of...
Great!
We'll see.
Do you need a hand with anything? Hoishin is taking some time off at the moment.
I see. Then it's more or less as I anticipated.
All right. Then let me ask this. The ideas in Jur-E's manifesto are very similar to your own. Is there...
Oh, I didn't want to say anything when I gave you the list of candidates, for fear of affecting your job. Those 3 candidates have all studied under me in the past. It's only natural that they share some similarities with me. But Xianwei went on to focus on his business, and Mingbo has always been occupied with his work at the Ministry of Civil Affairs. Of all of them, Juri was with me for the...
Whoa! So how did you get to know them all, Uncle Tian?
Qianwei was referred to me by an old friend. Mingbo came to my attention in the course of my work. As for Juri, that was pure happenstance. We first met while fishing. Gradually, as we got to know each other, we started discussing all sorts of topics. Juri came from a poor family, and his parents died when he was very young. But he was a gifted student and a fast learner. He reminded me of a younger version of myself, so I started out giving him a few words of advice when we were out fishing and noticed how quickly he got on. Quite. And now, all of a sudden, he's grown into a mature young man. It's a joy to see, but it also gets one thinking. The young are growing up, and I am growing old. How time flies. No one can escape the cycle of life.
I don't know, Uncle Tian. You still seem in...
Oh, you. There's really no need to console me. Having less energy than I used to isn't such a bad thing. It just means I finally have a good reason to retire and spend my days doing what old men like me should be doing. Going fishing whenever I feel like it.
Sounds like you sure love fishing, Uncle Tian.
Ooh, there's nothing quite like fishing to pass the time. Ooh, and freshly caught fish, they make the most beautiful fish soup with barely any preparation required.
Fresh fish soup. Sounds tasty.
Doesn't it? Also, some time ago, Jerry purchased a very special recipe from an old fisherman. When we've been fishing recently, Jerry always brings some extra ingredients he prepared in advance. The addition of these makes that flavor makes for a fond memory. But at my...
Oh, can Paimon come next time too? Paimon really wants to try it.
Let's get back to the matter at hand. Uncle Tian, we've reported back. Do you have a verdict?
I appointed you as the assessment officer, and I trust your judgment. Had you not asked me why Juri's ideas were so similar to mine, I was not going to mention my history with any of them. This decision must be guided by what is fair and right. Please disregard all other considerations. Remember, you must be thorough.
Understood. Come on, let's go talk somewhere else.
Bye-bye, Uncle Tian. Look after yourself. So, it's gonna be Jiri, right? His manifesto was written with...
Easy. Let's not rush. There's no...
Huh? So, are you...
No, nothing like that. The assessment itself is complete. But let me give you a word of advice. Things are not always as they appear. The biggest no-no in intelligence work is to only get information from the person of interest themselves. The truth is almost always hidden beneath many layers of deception. You have to get information through many different channels. For example... Wenyuan, Shanghua.
Yes?
Lady Yelan, what are your orders?
Ugh! Who are they? Where did they come from?
Did they scare you? These two are Wenyuan and Shanghua. They work for me. As my trusted assistants, they are always standing guard nearby. They also perform various assignments as required. Shanghua is a business expert who gets his information by trading. Wenyuan relies on word of mouth. And there's also Upei, who's not here right now.
That meathead must have been out there on sea surveillance for some time now. Is he all right? I seem to remember that he can't swim.
Nothing can take that guy down. Certainly not a little wind and waves.
Shanghua, visit all the commerce guilds and look into Qianwei's background. Wenyuan, go to the Ministry of Civil Affairs and look through Mingbo's work files.
Yes, ma'am.
So what about Jiri?
Jiri, well, obviously as the most promising candidate, we will be investigating him ourselves. Let's go to the docks first. Lots of people passing through there. You can find out all kinds of things.
If we're looking for information, why don't we try talking to Bulai, the owner of Wanyu Boutique? He does business at the North Wharf. Maybe he has some news for us.
That's actually not a bad idea. Let's go and ask him.
pay.
Look, your asking price for this batch is just too high.
Come on, hear me out. I'm telling you, this is the single best batch of Sunsetias ever. You won't find anyone. I accidentally dropped.
Even so...
All right. I'll let you in on a little secret. The boss of Second Life also wants to buy from me, but I haven't responded yet. If you won't take him, I'll just have to partner with them instead. And neither of us wants that.
Okay, well, when you put it that way, I'll accept your asking price. I'll take all your stock. Don't sell a single one to Second Life. Oh, what are you doing here? And to be clear, the...
Actually, we want...
Jury? I've heard a story about him. They say he was born into poverty. His parents died when he was young. One of his neighbors, he returned...
Oh, he sounds like a decent man. We can finally breathe a sigh of relief.
Why are you asking about him anyway? You aren't looking for a brand ambassador too, are you? Well then, in that case, the higher bidder takes the... Ah, that's Jury right over there. Why don't we go and talk to him?
Where?
It's him, all right. Looks like he's chatting with Linlong. Come on, let's follow them and listen in. Try not to let him see you. We want this information.
I'll just go and fetch an employment contract. And hey, don't try and cut me out of this. Hey!
I understand. Let's walk and talk.
My friend, what can I get you? 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 My friend, what can I get you?
My friend, what can I get you? My friend, what can I get you? My friend, what can I get you? My friend, what can I get you? My friend, what can I get you? My friend, what can I get you? My friend, what can I get you? My friend, what can I get you?
The truth is, an old friend of mine, who likes to have a drink now and then, he fancies himself as a man of culture, but doesn't care for needless extravagance. So I thought I might buy him a set of high-quality fakes.
How very thoughtful of you. Leave it to me, then. Come and collect it at Shigu Antiques whenever is convenient.
Thank you very much, Miss Linlong.
It's my pleasure, Mr. Juri. These days, it's quite rare for someone of your standing to still keep up with their old friends. It's nice to see. I'll be sure to pick out a good set for you. You can count on me.
Juri seems to get along really well with everyone. Are you satisfied now, Yelan? Seems like everyone thinks Juri's a great guy.
We shouldn't jump to conclusions just yet. Let's go check out the wharf where he usually goes fishing.
Do we have to? Wait, you're not just trying to dig up some dirt on Juri because you want to be Tianshu yourself, are you?
Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. But hey, you'll be able to try all the finest food for free. How to...
We will? Well, come on! Off to the South Wharf we go!
Please take a seat.
Tell me, will I find the right girl?
Love life? Again? Love life? Again?
Tell me, will I find the right girl?
The wharf is as busy as ever. I hear the anglers here sometimes sell their fish to the nearby fishmongers.
Tell me, will I find the right girl?
welcome. What would you like to buy today?
Sorry to interrupt. We've heard about this young man called Jur-E who's supposed to be...
Whoa! Yelan made up a whole fake identity.
Ah, yes, Jur-E. He's been making quite a name for himself recently. Apparently, he had a rather tough time growing up. Had to work several jobs alongside. How does that saying go? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Well, if there's anything to that logic, he's sure to be phenomenally successful one day.
Yeah, we think so too.
But I'm afraid your Anglers Association might be in for a disappointment.
Oh? Why is that?
He's good at a lot of things, but fishing isn't one of them. He fishes at the wharf and sells what he catches to me on occasion. His catches are always mediocre. Not terrible, but equally nothing to write home about. If you're looking to recruit some new members, though, I do know a few top anglers I could put you in.
That sounds fantastic. I've got a couple of other things to attend to right now, though, so... Why don't I come back some other time and we can chat?
Sure thing. See you.
Everywhere they go, they meet someone who's heard of him. Come on, let's keep asking around.
Here to buy some fish? It's 300 for one or 3 for 1,000. You better hurry when they're gone.
Hello, we're from the Society for Fish Price Research. We'd just like to ask if you...
Wow, she's...
Society for Fish Price Research?
Please, don't worry. We're just here to conduct a simple... We've heard about a certain Jur-E who's...
So this isn't about me. I haven't heard anything about him selling fresh fish at low prices, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Oh? Why is...
Because he's so poor. His parents died when he was very young, and his alcoholic father still owed a huge amount of debt. No one wanted anything to do with him. He was still a kid when he first came to the wharf. His clothes were ragged, and he had a bandage and he managed to survive, thanks to Uncle Tien, who gave him some food. But still to this day, he doesn't have a lot of mora to his... I mean, he can afford to eat and everything, but you'll often see him haggling with others over just a few mora. So, I wouldn't be surprised to find out he's been... It's not like he catches much anyway, so it's not going to affect my business.
You'd rather he didn't know?
Well, I spoke to him once, briefly, and I just had a feeling that he really cares. I think he has pretty low self-esteem. But hey, it's hardly my place to say anything. What he's achieved already puts most people to shame. And nobody's perfect. I just wouldn't want to upset him.
I see. Well, thank you for sharing.
Not a problem. And just for the record, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the price of my fish.
The more times you say it, the less convincing it becomes.
Doesn't have a lot of mora to his name.
Hey, it's you guys! Wait, what's the phrase? Oh yeah. What brings you to me?
The truth is, we are but newcomers to this territory.
Really?
But of course, we also heard that Master...
Great! So what do you wish to know? Nothing happens on...
Now she's lying to a kid.
So, Master Dugu...
Sure have. You mean that guy that all the grown-ups are talking about? I've heard many tales of Jur-E. For example, probably because it's nothing that important. I prefer stories about...
Oh, I can completely understand that. Then let me ask you...
Oh yeah, I know that! It was about 2 or... Before that, people always used to talk about Jur-E in a kind of nasty tone of voice. But 2 or 3 months ago, suddenly everyone started to like... Sometimes he gives me candies. So I'm...
Just as I thought.
Huh? What?
I mean, just as I thought, Master Dugu is indeed as kind and virtuous.
I'm not that great. Oh yeah, one other thing. These days, there's a lot of people I've never seen before talking about...
Oh, definitely.
Great! So next time I see them, I'll say hi. And I guess I can share some of my...
Certainly. You can also tell my friend in Yenshang Tea House about what they're up to. I'm sure my friend would also like to say hi to them.
Thank you, ma'am!
You're welcome. Well then, fare thee well, Master Dugu.
Until we meet again.
Any of that sound strange to you?
Strange? Well, Jiri seems to have a great reputation. Uncle Soon...
True. But the issue is, where did his sudden celebrity come from?
Sudden? Too good?
So he returns cruelty with kindness, and had to work to support his studies. These are the kinds of things that make someone well known in their hometown. But Uncle Soon said even his friends who travel far and wide hear about him wherever they go. Do you remember what Dugu Shuo said about Juri's stories? Clearly they left him with a good impression of the guy. But beyond that, plus, there's the fact that all this praise of Juri has only been his childhood, his studies, the thing with his...
When you put it like that...
Of course, if that's all there was to it, I would... Juri was born into a poor family. Paying people to get his stories out there is within the rules of the game as far as I'm concerned. The problem is, do you remember what Uncle Gao said about him? Right. And that's the worst case scenario. But
Someone's trying to gain influence over the Qixing? That sounds... Even if we ask Jiri about it,
First, we need to find out who's supporting him. Remember the current affairs and planning stage of the assessment? Whoever is secretly helping Juri must be seeking to benefit from his actions after... Come on, let's get back to Yenshang Tea. Juri's manifesto covers a huge range of topics. Look, I'll divide the reports into 2 piles. You take one. Officially, the assessment is already over, and I'll be
Yikes! We better...
Whatever else Uncle Tian might think of Juri, the fact remains that he's one of his favorite. Any evidence he's left is not...
Well...
Looks like I'm the first one back, as usual.
Oh, hey! It's one of Yelan's little helpers! If you're back, that means...
You betcha. I visited all the commerce guilds and gathered a wealth of information. Every time they asked me to leave, but I always had another trip.
Don't drag this out. Just tell us your find.
Yes, Lady Yelan. To summarize my findings, most people who've had interactions with Qianwei will start out complaining about how proud and arrogant he is, but then go on to give a generally positive appraisal of him. The young master of the Feiyun Commerce Guild said that Qianwei appears arrogant, but he's very scrupulous in the way he works. Once he signs a contract with somebody, he treats them fairly regardless of their background.
Who'd have thought?
Is it possible that his reputation is fake? Is there any way you...
In theory, that should be very difficult, but here's the thing. I asked around and found out that almost all of Qianwei's... Where he buys from and sells to should be confidential business information, but he doesn't seem interested in... Qianwei often sees business opportunities that others don't, but once he's made enough mora off of it, it's like he gets sick of it and releases all of his... It's like he wants people to know that they still can't beat him, even if he shares all of his secrets.
What a strange guy. It's like...
To validate his theories. No wonder his manifesto contains so many insights. It's all the result of his first-hand
I'm back! Huh?
Why do you think? Obviously, because I possess superior...
You... Ugh, whatever. I'm not getting into an argument with Lady Yelan. I have finished...
Well, we're up.
The Ministry of Civil Affairs says that Minghua struggles to get his words out when he gets nervous, especially when he's But after a few days of getting to know him, you can pretty much have a normal conversation with him. On the whole, the feedback from the Ministry of Civil Affairs was very positive. He always...
In your opinion, was the Ministry of Civil Affairs appraisal...
I don't believe so. Minghua is someone who has slowly but surely earned the reputation he has today. According to Miss Yu, the Ministry often gets Minghua to take a final look at projects before they're implemented. People feel much more confident in something if it has his stamp of approval. Oh, and also, there was once someone in the Ministry who was lying and cheating to try to advance their career. Minghua gave them the scolding of a lifetime. Apparently, he can be terrifying when he loses his temper.
Whoa. That's...
Like I said before, things are not always...
Ah! So that's what you meant by that. Paimon's starting...
Thank you both. You're free to go now. So, have you finished reading the manifesto?
We still have a bit left.
I can't see any immediate problems looking at the... The only one that strikes me as a little unusual is the Chengshu Pool redevelopment plan. Chengshu Pool has always been home to many secrets. Plus, Ajdaha once wrought havoc there, so there are even more secrets buried deep underground. At some point, a rumor began to go around that there is great treasure buried a long time ago, with the approval of the...
So, did they find any treasure?
None. The ruin was completely... The technology wasn't mature enough at that. Jur-E's manifesto focuses on solving problems, and... Still, this... Did you...
Excavation? Project? Treasure? Did we... Oh yeah! Jur-E said the Blackcliff Forge...
Did he now? Well, that makes it...
Does that mean the Blackcliff Forge is
No, not likely. I've looked into the Blackcliff Forge before. They do possess some specialized explosives, but it would seem... Still, since the clue...
Qianwei and Minghua both turned out to be What about Jur-E? Is there another side to him too?
Let's take shelter for the time being. Don't worry, one of my people will be here with umbrellas momentarily.
This is the Black Cliff Forge. Let's look around for clues.
Excuse me? Huh?
I don't think we're going to get anywhere.
What's this?
From the back, it looks like a ledger. We don't know who wrote it, but...
You think there's this...
Yes. Look, at this rate, by the time the that'll give them the chance to take a lot of liberty. Imagine if we didn't suspect anything. By the time... No red flags if all they did was change some key staff. And even... That's the advantage of planning this.
When you put it like that, so... Who's really...
That's a question for the newcomers.
Excuse...
I gotta say, these... My only I guess they just need some time to adjust.
They go out drinking. This area isn't exact...
You got that right. They tell me they go all the way back to Liyue Harbor. It rained after work today, so they actually stuck around at the site for a while. But as soon as the rain stopped, they... Hey, you're only young once, right?
Interesting. Let's go. Looks like our hunch was on the Mora. These newcomers drinking in Liyue Harbor, huh? So, good thing it rained today. It means they'll leave footprints. I doubt they...
They went that way! Hurry, we gotta catch up! These footprints are heading towards Liyue Harbor. Maybe we were wrong about them.
Just as I thought. They didn't go to Liyue Harbor. They went that way. The footprints stop here, but, judging from the direction, I'm guessing... Looks like we were too late. This has gotta be where the newcomers rendezvous. Look at these ashes.
Could there be anything left? Maybe...
The odds of that are very slim.
Why don't we wait for them back at the Black Cliff?
We can't count on that. Clearly, to me, that says that whoever's behind this...
Darn!
Make no mistake. The purpose of our trip... I smelled something peculiar the moment. Those newcomers probably thought they'd be safe as long as they burned the letters.
Really? Paimon can't smell anything.
There is a certain place with a freezing cold climate, where there's nothing but ice as far as... Some wealthy people there put floral fragrance in their ink. When that fragrant ink is burned... Exactly. The evidence will soon be... But it's all I need. Now I...
Lady Yelan! Oh, thank goodness I finally found you. I thought I'd never...
Don't be alarmed. This is Upei. I sent him to look into Jur-E's regular contact. I left him a note at Yenshang Tea House telling him to look for me at... So, what did you find out?
Forgive my incompetence. I asked all the fishermen multiple times, but none of them had any interactions with Jur-E before. Then the waves got so choppy I ended up falling overboard. When I got back, I heard that you'd gone to Black Cliff Forge and might need backup, so I went straight there as fast as I could.
Well, Uncle Tien said that Jur-E once bought a recipe from...
What? No, that's not possible. It's absolutely not possible. Lady Yelan, I'm telling you,
Interesting. Then I wonder how that
Fish soup?
Nothing. Our priority right now is to find a way to get our hands on some solid Well, any suggestions? Not a bad idea. Upei, what do you think?
Honestly, I've already tried following Jur-E, but the guy's too cautious. Never meets with anyone.
Okay, so tailing's out.
No, we'll still need to tail him. But first...
Groundwork?
When you've worked in intelligence for a long time, you'll understand that no one can... Tomorrow morning, I'll announce his victory at Yuehai Pavilion. Take a guess what you think. Be sure to arrive on time. You won't want to miss... It looks like we're all here. Well then, time for me to announce the results of the assessment process. I won't drone on about the importance of the Tianshu role. Suffice to say that...
All of us here know this.
Qianwei, Mingbo is reliable. In contrast, Jur-E is... After much...
Thank you. Honestly, in my estimation, would either of you entertain the possibility of...
I'll have to see.
I don't mind.
Okay, well, that's all from me. Jur-E, you'll...
I will live up to the... I should go. I need to pack my things, and then I think a celebratory meal is in order. Would anyone like to join me?
Count me out. I'm not in the mood for a...
Jur-E seems pretty relaxed.
Hey, traveler, tell me something. If you can't answer that...
Also...
Oh, no.
Follow him.
Yes, ma'am.
We finally got...
Lady Yelan, Jury has gone towards Feiyun Slope.
Follow him.
So Jur-E really sided with the Fatui? But Uncle Tian thinks so highly of him. Why would he do this?
Sorry, Lady Yelan. We lost him. He's too good at this. We weren't able to...
How the heck did he manage to shake? I guess Jur-E didn't let his guard down.
No, Upe says he's much more relaxed than usual. Maybe it's just...
But how?
Don't blame yourselves. Let's not forget he was trained by Uncle Tian himself. If I'd asked you to tail Uncle Tian, you'd have been...
Shinue Kiosk. We only went in briefly. Upe and I were watching outside. A few moments later, a man dressed in a completely different outfit came out. Upe had a feeling that it was him. I figured that if we spooked him, it would undo what we've accomplished today so far. So I stopped Upe, and I stayed here to wait for you while that meat hit.
Good work. The fish didn't take the bait, but that's okay. As long as he's still swimming around, let's go to Shinue Kiosk.
Could you explain to me how that works?
Our customers are free to dress however they please. What grounds would I have to question him?
Okay, fair enough.
Well, maybe I did, but it still doesn't give me the...
Enough. Let's tone this down a little. I'll make this quick. Just one question. What?
Oh, he didn't buy anything. He just picked up a bottle of liquor that he...
A bottle of liquor?
Yes, a very strong kind. Fire. This gentleman ordered it in person from us a long time ago. He was only here...
Liquor? And...
Where to?
Shigu Antiques. Hey, Miss Lin Long. Sorry to bother you. Zhi ordered a wanware set from you. We're friends of his.
Sure.
We...
Zhi picked up his set not long. Just so you're aware.
Don't worry. Price...
For this set...
Okay.
Well, don't take too...
This is turning into a real headache.
I'd just like to point out that we have the...
It's not like...
My specialty is information trading, okay? I don't have the physical agility. What's your excuse?
Fair point.
Yelan, so has the plan failed? Oh, if we can't figure out where Zhi went, there's not much we can...
If so, it's no ordinary celebration.
What do you mean?
First of all, if he was just looking to celebrate... No, whoever this person is, clearly... Now, where might we find
Fatui officials? Should be either the...
Have both locations surrounded. Take us...
Lady Yelan, is it time for us to make our move?
Get with the program, would you? This is a covert surveillance operation. In which case, we don't need to change tactics.
Great idea! So...
But Lady Yelan, if we get caught, this could become...
I'm well aware, but don't you see? Stick to your orders, and make sure we're covering all other bait...
Yes, ma'am.
Don't worry, Lady Yelan. Zhi may be a slippery character, but we'll keep a close watch on the movements of all Fatui...
I'll be waiting for you at the tea house. If I'm guessing correctly, Fatui officials are likely to take action at night. You should go and get...
Everything's in place and they've taken the bait. Yes. Now to start reeling them in.
Perfect timing. Wenyuan just sent word that the Fatui ambassador, Yusupov, just left the embassy alone. He's heading in the direction of Qingshu Pool.
Qingshu Pool?
It looks like that's where Qingshu Pool is always crawling with monsters.
Oh no, we gotta go get them!
Let's go. If my hunch is correct, we just might hit... This is Qingshu Pool, full of ruins, crawling with monsters. Anyone with any sense steers well clear of this place. I've looked into the place before. There's a worker's entrance somewhere around here. Follow me.
Becomes the hunted.
There's been some work done on this place. The workers left an emergency. Still, be ready to fight at any moment.
Don't worry, we're all professional. By the way, Yelan?
They have other things to take.
Prepare to move out.
Understood.
Navigating the world is a whole lot easier with a few different identities to choose from. Need me to come up with some for you? Quietly now. Busted. Quietly now.
Kamisato Arc. Suiyu. Cascade.
Your life is mine.
Things are about to get dicey. As I expected. But this shouldn't be too much trouble.
Ambassador here to meet Ji. Looks like he went through that door. That must be the emergency access route, right? Come on, let's hurry.
Busted.
Teamwork is dreamwork. With sword comes shadow. Don't blink.
I may have overestimated myself.
Gotcha. Quietly now. This is the construction workers' emergency access route, but it's closed tight. Trying to break through would be risky. Let's see if we can find another way. I got a new letter from an informant. Looks like the situation has changed again. I didn't factor this in. Gotcha! Game's up. Time's over. Busted. Quietly now. Gotcha. Here comes the catch. Busted.
I'm sure I've forgotten something. Not to worry, I'll simply send someone to fetch it. As soon as I remember what it was. I have to stifle a smile every time I remember the look on my retainers' faces when I informed them of my plans today. Panic-stricken, but unable to muster the courage to say anything in opposition. Yes, this was a fight.
We should look for a new investment. Mora doesn't grow on trees.
This is the construction workers' emergency access route, but it's closed tight. Trying to break through would be risky. Let's see if we can find another way.
In a trade war, the perfect hunter leaves no trace. We should look for a new investment. Mora doesn't grow on trees. In a trade war, the perfect hunter leaves no trace. Even if an antique is priceless, the happiness it brings lasts for only the moment that you obtain it. In a trade war, the perfect hunter leaves no trace.
Take it easy.
Don't waste my time. Even if an antique is priceless, the happiness it brings lasts for only the moment that you obtain it. In a trade war, the perfect hunter leaves no trace. Even if an antique is priceless, the happiness it brings lasts for only the moment.
water's flowed into the groove, and now the statues have lit up. Okay, now we should be able to move the statues.